Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing today? Welcome in. It is a giveaway day today, so if you guys want a chance to win a free mini, then all you gotta do is stop by and say hi, just comment, and be a follower or a subscriber, depending on if you're on YouTube, whatever the free option is, YouTube or Twitch. Yeah, that's all we're doing. And this is what we're giving away today. I'm going to be painting this cool navigator. I found this mini the other day. I thought it looked really cool, so I'm going to paint it. But I'm just going to go ahead and get started because I want to finish this mini today. Tuvon, what's going on? What is going on? I believe. Whoa, kind of cut you off there. Thank you so much for the sub, man. I appreciate it too, Vaughn. How was vacation? I hope it was wonderful. And I will write your name down for the giveaway here momentarily. Goal is to paint this mini today. Painting purple sounded like fun, so hoping this mini is a good time. Over. And now to see what kind of mess I have. Okay. Well, sorry your vacation's over. It does kind of stink. So I have some fun things to talk about for you guys. Okay, yeah. Good, Tuvon. All right, that's fine. Yeah, you have a great week, or have a good weekend. I'm still gonna write you down in the giveaway here. So if you do win, I'll find a way to contact you. Hey Zen, what's going on? Vacation ended 3 weeks ago. I'm still sad about it. That sounds about right. Yeah. What's going on, guys? Let's get my name going for this guy. No. Yeah, how you all doing today? It is not a gray primer. No, it was a black primer, and I just kind of hand painted some dark, I don't know, dark neutral gray over it last night, just to have a coat of paint on to help the primer stick. That's all. I just didn't want to be pulling primer off when I was painting the mini because I didn't base coat it with a. I hand brushed the primer on, so. It for the purple. Yeah. So Militia rules came out for Heresy. And would anybody here be surprised? Hey Fulton, what's up? Anybody be surprised if I said they added units to Militia compared to their 2.0 army? That Fulton, you are added into the giveaway. Congratulations. And just so you guys are aware, this is kind of the example that I'm going with. Yeah, Militia getting the love. Yeah. They have some weird changes. You can't field 1,000 models in your army anymore. Not in a standard game, at least. Their infantry are a lot more expensive overall. The levies aren't 2 points a model. They're 4 and 5 points a model just the basic levies, which is the same cost as a Solar Auxilia infantryman. So they have some weird things, but they also have some really cool rules, some really good stuff going for them. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Anton, what's going on, man? I got you in here. How you doing? Welcome in on YouTube. It is a giveaway today, guys. All you gotta do is comment and be a follower or a subscriber, and I will get you in on this giveaway. Yeah, so one of the big things they did for Militia for 3.0, and they had a little article they put on Warcom where they talk about, like, it's a hobbyist's army, and, you know, we want people to field their collections and blah blah blah. One of the things they did was they made an entire way to play if you have a Genestealer cult army in 40k. There is, minus some of the more like esoteric units, like, you know, actual Genestealers and stuff like that, but you can essentially use all your infantry and your vehicles in a militia army. Like, there's rules for all those weapons, all the ranged weapons, the vehicles, the quad bikes, like all kinds of stuff like that. There's rules for it. There's also a providence that you take that lets you take, it's basically like miners. Like your dudes are industrial, like like rock grinders and mining lasers. Yep. Even the Ridge Runner, like their kind of dune buggy thing, has rules. Yeah, the rock grinder and what are they called? They're transports. They're like pickup trucks. Those have rules. Yeah, all that kind of stuff. There's also rules for using the Palatine Enforcers, which are the cops in Necromunda. So there's the cop faction in Necromunda. You can field an army of those. So if you want an army of basically like Arbites is what they almost are. I know they're not quite the same thing, but you can essentially like field Arbites. You can also field Necromunda squats. So in Necromunda, the squats, you know, like the Votan dudes, they have these like Terminator exosuits that they can take in Necromunda, and you can literally field those. You upgrade Grenadier squads with exosuits, and you give them industrial weapons and stuff. And those are like rules that you can have. So they want you to, you know, obviously buy their plastic miniatures to make that militia army, but it's like siphoning like everything out of like Necromunda and like all these weird like human factions through their settings that they added rules for, which is really cool, honestly. I would not have expected them to gain units. So, very cool. Yeah, it's really surprising. Yeah, squats in 30k, which technically, like, there were rules to make a squat like militia faction in 30k in 2nd edition, but it's a lot more overt. Yeah, all the like, just the normal dudes got put into the game. Yeah, they have all their like provenances, so you get your like your faction upgrades. I can get a real psyker now, which is cool. In 2nd edition I could get a psyker, but my psyker all he could do was summon demons. That was the only rules that they had, were to summon demons. And now you can give the psykers actual psychic disciplines, which is really cool. So yay, Thousand Suns themed militia. The heavy focus in psychers is a thing. Yeah, Ganger Conscription Squad. Yeah, that's totally a thing. Absolutely. But yeah, they might be bigger. Yeah. Yes, it does, Sir Strumming Fish. You are officially in 30k now. Yep. Yeah, they gave them more vehicles. They have more like varied vehicles and everything in the game. Their rules are a little more even keel, but yeah, like their infantry went up in price a lot. So the militia levies are no longer 2 points per model like they were in 2nd edition. It's 80 points for the first 20, which is 4 points, and then to add each additional one, I think it's 5 points per model, which is a lot. But they have some good rules, and they can hold objectives, and they can do all the things. So yeah, they have they have expendable 3. An expendable 3 means that units killing your squad of conscripts, they're killing those levy, they can only score 1 victory point regardless of, or they score 3 less victory points based on like their vanguard rule or that like first strike rule or whatever. So yeah, that's really good. Yeah, what else? They have a bunch of unique Apex detachments. That's pretty cool. Hey, John Lockridge, what's up? Yes, I did. I watched the roadmap for Space Marine 2 right before I jumped on stream, which is a whole other thing to talk about because, oh man, that looks cool. So excited to throw in my brush. Compared to what you ran at our doubles event, compared to what I ran, I might have less on the board. But I think otherwise it'd be relatively unchanged. Yeah. What's up, Raisha? Yeah, I'm going to write you guys down here. We're giving this mini away today. New Chaos Champion skins. Yeah, Chaos skins are coming out. More PvP focus. More units and weapons and stuff. Some cool stuff. Very cool stuff coming to Space Marine 2. Yeah, the tanks seem like their points maybe went up just a little bit. But they don't seem too different. Tanks are also a lot more durable. Their 3rd line rule that vehicles get for militia is a lot less punishing, and it's like borderline not going to matter a lot, which is cool. It basically just means if you take a glance, you take the like D3 chart, you take the effect, and you also take a hull point off, which isn't bad at all. That's most anti-tank weapons are going to hit a Lehman Russ have armor bane anyway to get through armor 14. You have like that armor bane rule is really important, so I don't think that's going to be a big deal. Yeah, what else? I can take Scout and Heavy Sentinels, which is cool, or Armored Sentinels, Scout and Armored Sentinels, which is different than last edition. It was just the Scout Sentinels. So that changes up some options. They added in cavalry, like mounted command squads, which is something that was in Liber Panoptica, was not in the actual militia rules last edition. So if you want command squad of cavalry, you can take that, which is really cool. So, and you could put like your force commander on a horse and everything. So that's a whole thing that's really neat. Their basic command squads, which is, you know, they don't have a lot of command options. So their basic command squad though has the rule Officer of the Line 3. So every command squad you take, you can take 3 detachments. So you're essentially getting plenty of what you want in your army, which is really nice. I don't think militia will be struggling to get the options they want. And on top of that, they have unique Apex detachments. They have some other unique, like just auxiliary detachments, unique Apex detachments that you get from your high command, and it's just stuff like 8 infantry squads. That's the Apex detachment. There's one, it's 7 tanks and a Lord of War. That's the detachment. There's one, I think it's like 6 or 8 support options, which as a Thousand Suns player I'm like super jealous about. But they get that, and the support options just like artillery and stuff. So you can just load out a detachment with a ton of like basilisks. And speaking of the basilisks, like the stationary artillery, they have over double the weapon options for their artillery that they did in second. So, you know, more options. Utilith, Chaos Spawn look great. Yeah, yep. Yeah, some good stuff in Space Marine. Yeah. So, Militia seem pretty cool. I don't know, I might try some allies soon. I've been just running pure Legion stuff my first few games. Just trying to get the feel for everything, so I don't know if I'll be testing out my Militia anytime in the near future, but I got some really good stuff. Yeah, and there's a little, like, it's like a little 2-minute like YouTube trailer for Space Marine. A second coat in this purple just to make sure. Really well coated. We'll do a second coat of our gold for that. Bluish purple. Yes, this is dark purple. That is this color that I'm using, Parochial Dark Purple. Next thing I need to do...
First of all, let me take just a moment to thank you for allowing me back into your home.
Hey, thanks for following. Excuse me. Malyovanko Painter, welcome in. How are you doing? I'm doing a giveaway today. I'm going to give away this many after I paint it. Try to paint the whole mini today. See if I can complete everything. But all you have to do is be a follower or a subscriber on YouTube and comment. And I will get you entered into the giveaway. I do have to mention... I feel like I have to mention that I am not sure how shipping internationally is going to work. There have been some hiccups due to tariffs and seemingly every other country in the world just completely dropping all of their shipping to the US. And I'm not sure how that's returned, or you know how that works shipping out of the U.S. and how that's going to change, you know, expenditures and everything. So it is something I will look up if somebody outside of the U.S. Does win the giveaway, and then we can discuss that further. My understanding is that the U.S. got rid of the de minimis exemption for imports. So before, if you imported something, excuse me, under a value of $800, you did not have to pay any kind of like tariffs or duties on it or anything. And they very quickly got rid of that. And so now an item of any value has to have a tariff paid. And the minimum dollar amount that you pay for this tariff, it's a percentage. And you're like, well, if I just ship something that's $10, the percentage is small. No. There's a minimum payment. And the minimum payment is $80. So, if someone were to ship something to me from, say, Europe, they would have to, pay $80 on top of whatever it costs to ship whatever package it was. Absolute insanity. But here we are. 1987 Night Trap. What's going on? I did see the made-to-order Noise Marines. Yeah. Also, you were entered into the giveaway. And T-Slayer, how you doing? Yeah, what about the Noise Marines? Work them in bulk? Large businesses, probably. But if it goes by the business, it's basically like a surströmming fish. It's a way to that's absolutely killing like small businesses. Somebody hand makes something and they sell from Europe on a website, and they sell each item for $30. And so when the US buys it, you're not paying $30 plus the $20 to ship it. You're paying $30 plus the $20 to ship plus the $80 tariff. So instead of paying $50, you're paying $130 for whatever that item is. So, all the Noise Marine models for 2nd edition Army, except maybe the Psyker. Yeah. Yep. We were talking about it a bit yesterday. Or was that last night in the Patreon? I think it was in Patreon we were talking about them. Those minis are old. Those are old. Yeah. We can all sleep better at night knowing that billionaires can have everything they ever wanted. And they get all the government handouts. It's great. Thank you, FPS Rocco. Thanks for coming in, man. Hey, Domaru Bogato. Welcome in, guys. I'm going to get some names written down here. We're going to give this mini away. So, I meant the mail carriers themselves, not the end users. Maybe, but it's not based on the mail carriers bringing things into the States. It's based on people shipping products, because you don't tariff the mail carrier. You tariff people that are actually buying the goods, right? Perfect time to work on the obnoxious backlog. There you go, man. Yeah, starting next week, guys. It's paint all of the minis month. Not all the minis, but paint a lot of the minis month for the painting dad. So it'll be a lot of streaming and a lot of painting. So some parts still haven't got an update. Yep, that's true. Yeah, getting all those Phoenix Lords for the Eldar and stuff, that's really cool. I have some minis from the old Seer Council set that they're selling. That was pretty cool seeing that. Emperor pays the turn. Yeah, because you don't expect the company selling the product to lose money on the product, right? Again, said seller selling something for $30, paying an $80 tariff, like that's not something a seller is going to pay. Our country literally went to war over this. Some names in on the giveaway here. Hoarder could hoard a bunch of stuff and then ship it all at once. Yeah, and again, that probably works for large businesses. You know, like Nike selling a pair of shoes. They probably sell enough shoes to ship them in, you know, in a container on a ship. You know, and they just have the whole container for themselves. And then they can probably work it to where they're not paying as much. However, small business selling a couple things at a time is not able to do that. But either way, I have to pay more for everything. Okay, Fox 64, Domo Robogato, and FPS Rock. You guys are all in on the giveaway. Congratulations and good luck. We are giving away this miniature today. Let's start with something a little more... good color, no. We're going to actually do drab brown. I saw this mini at the store, and I was like, this looks like a fun mini to paint. And I'll give it away. I don't have a specific use for it. You'd probably use it in Horus Heresy somewhere, but... just an excuse to paint purple. That's what I got. There aren't domestic alternatives. Just pay more, go without. Yeah, that's true, Sir Starving Fish, yeah. I mean, I think intent is very subject to interpretation, but maybe the implied intent, yeah, is for people to buy domestic when literally global economies and shipping affect the cost of everything. So in the end, it doesn't matter if you're buying from an American company making American products in America. They still have to charge more because it might be raw materials that come from another country, or they have to ship things anyway, and the suppliers are charging more money because, you know, fuel costs go up because of, you know, like X, Y, and Z. So yeah, ain't everything made here? Yeah, no kidding. Purple looks great. Thank you, Sarah Elizabeth, and welcome in. You are entered in the giveaway. Yeah, we're just getting started on the mini. Flotsam, I'll write you down as well. What's going on? I am painting an Imperial Navigator. It is a mini, I think technically for the Imperial Agents faction in 40k. Don't know what he does, but he looked cool and I liked his purple robes, so that's what we're sticking with. We're just putting some base colors on right now and then moving from there. I think a wash on the gold. Continue on. Yeah, thank you. Try to give this guy away at the end of stream. Next thing we can do is some dark silver. Finish up work. Off to painting. Nice. Red cloak tutorial. Hey, that's fine. It's alright if you butcher it though. It's part of learning, right? Being more brave than most of the people in here. Because most of us won't just regularly try new techniques and stuff, so self included, new things are scary. I'll call myself a coward too. It's fine. We're all cowards here. Sort of came out great. Yeah. You learned that from a course, Sarah Chan. Nice. Haven't heard that name in years. What do you call an IQ of 70 in the Marine Corps? What do you call that, John Lockridge? Using some dark silver. A platoon? Oh, that's great. That's a funny one. So used to using steel as my silver base color. This color looks so dark. And listen to the words of TPD like a Jedi Force Ghost. Yeah, flow improver. Yeah, that's the whole thing. Just gotta thin your paints and work quick. This weekend, it's cool to finally get that the paint will stay sticky forever. Do you live somewhere where it's really humid or what? Is that like the issue? It's pretty strange. What am I looking at on this mini here? Let's I only have like the front picture on this little guide. Let's see if I can find. Do have a 360. Nice. All right. Work with this. Superhuman. Okay, okay. Yeah. That's crazy.
Stay on target.
Sorry, I'm off here. What's going on, Raptor? How you doing? No hobby? Been working. Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. It's too bad, man. Too bad. Well, I got you another entry into the giveaway. And also, Alex Jensen, welcome. Welcome in. You are entered in the giveaway. Okay. I need to pull out my gold here. Gotta get some gold onto back of this mini here. This is the Navigator. Yep, that's what we're painting today. Hoping I can have this done by the end of stream today. He kind of does. There's like a little spot above his forehead that's eye-shaped, but he's just got a full like face mask helmet on, so. Start with that on his cloak. It is. It does look very yellow. Yeah, we're gonna knock it down a few notches here. I can win a hive tyrant to make an alien queen. Oh, cool. All right. Rewash, gloss varnish. Yeah, that's cool. All right. Gloss varnish is a weird thing on miniatures. I don't really use gloss varnish as a finisher on the minis because I think it's like weird glossiness is too much. That's what we'll use. I tend to use a satin varnish if I want things to have a shine to them. Wandering Picked, welcome in. How are you doing this afternoon for you? How you doing? Place. She was in the hospital. Oh no. I hope she's doing better now. That's crazy. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, Alex, yeah, that's fair. I'm just saying, like, my personal experience is gloss varnish never looks like how you want gloss varnish to look. Maybe it's a matter of just being more selective with how you apply it. Like that might be the real thing to do to make it look more reasonable, but do I paint nids or orcs? Ah, yeah. Yeah, paint the one closer to being finished. I agree with Zen. Cody, what's going on? You were entered in the giveaway. Welcome in. Guys, you can also get an additional entry into this giveaway if you are a member of the Patreon. Any paid level to the Patreon. And you get an entry. It's a little as $1. Can you still infantry spam as militia? Yes. Yes, you can. You cannot get 1,000 infantry in a 3,000 point game, though. I am sorry to say. So there are limits to how much infantry you can spam. So, opposite problem where matte varnishes are still too glossy. Yeah, so some matte varnishes are poor quality and they still have the glossy finish, surströmming fish. Shaking them up a lot, like a lot, is a big way to help reduce that. But then again, like some of them, they just are. And so finding a different brand or different product or finding an ultra matte varnish would be the way to go. All right, see you, Wandering Picked. Have a good one. Thanks for coming to hang out and stopping by and saying hi. I hope your mom is feeling better. My plan was ruined. Yeah, no 1,000 infantry. The infantry from militia are really good. They're really good in weird ways, though. It's not like, yeah, it's strange. Yeah, militia infantry have this rule called irregulars, and it basically means that if if one of your squads has a status on it, like it's pinned or suppressed or shocked or panicked or whatever, they can still score points on objectives. They're the only units that can do that in the game. They still score 1 point on an objective. It doesn't seem like much, but the fact is, statuses are really weird. You don't just like wipe units out anymore, and their units don't just run off the battlefield when they fail like a routed check or whatever. So their units stay around a lot longer, even though they are just militia. Yeah, they're just slowly gathering points. They don't capture points as fast. They don't gather points as fast as most of the other factions do. But the fact that they can just eat a bunch of artillery and bolter fire and be stuck on the ground, but then still get the points for the objective is a really big deal. Yeah, the 20 dudes for 80 points for conscripts, yeah. The basic militia infantry squad is 90 points for 20 guys. They're still both 5 points per model, I think, when you have them. Things about VMS paints. I don't think I've ever tried VMS paints. $660 militia, yeah. Is that like the full 3,000 points or what? How many points is 660 militia? Yeah, because you'd have to take the you'd still have to take like the command and stuff to bring the squads. Like that's a lot. Yeah, so you wouldn't be able to technically field that in a game. Whereas, 2.0, 900 militia levy was 1,800 points. So you still had room for all your command and your support and everything. Yeah, you can do stuff like you can give all your militia squads +1 armor save for free. That's one of the provenances. So like you can get all your basic infantry, 90 points for soldiers, and they all get a 4-up armor save, which just like neuters like tactical squad shooting into them, because the AP5 and the bolters should just be tearing right through militia, but then all of a sudden you have a 50-50 shot at saving all your troops. Like the goal. Thank you, Alex. I appreciate it. Or you could also get grenadiers that can start with a 4-up armor save. They can get a 3-up armor save, so you can get your own kind of Space Marine equivalent. There's so many like little things that you can do, and I'm sure as like the weeks and months go by, like people will figure out all the ridiculous combos with that book. It seems like there are quite a few to start. Starting with that little wash. Give that a minute to dry while start painting something else here. It has a purity seal on him. I'm not used to. I've painted so many 30k minis or Xenos. I'm not used to seeing purity seals. Okay, well, since we got that, we're gonna grab our. We'll do olive flesh here. Navigator isn't very accurate. He isn't actively turning to a nightmarish warp spawn horror. I know, yeah, it's like every time you see him in the media, they're just like dying. Very basic highlight going on here to start. Every Warhammer novel I've read so far, Navigator features you can die or grow a tentacle. Or, yep. Happens every time. He probably does, yeah. Just tons of spice. Isn't that how it works in Dune? Like the Navigators, it's like all the spice that slowly turns them into like worms or whatever. Okay, let's go brighter. By spice of, yeah, can't navigate ships without it. That's fine. That's fine, man. I was just gonna go tomorrow, so. If that's okay with you, because I have enough to do tonight. Yeah, okay, cool. We just grab some pure ivory. Do that on here. And if that brown wash is dry, do a little more on there, and then we'll start highlighting our next color. Yeah, so let's just grab some ivory. Right. Cool. One stage done. And I think we're good. With our next little wash here. And I'm just going to take some flesh wash. I'm going to thin it down a little bit, and we're going to put it over this gold. Trip, it's gonna be 70 degrees. That's fine, that's shorts weather. Nothing wrong with that. Just getting all this wash on here. The gold, a little bit of this flesh wash, it's kind of diluted. Start building it up when it dries. Up to release. I don't know what that is. You saying the tea company is partnering with somebody? Is it a person? Yeah, I know Arizona. Maybe you're talking about like the state of Arizona. Here for a minute. Let's get down into okay. Gold is in a good place. Now I can start highlighting other things. Dark warm gray down. Third member of, I don't know what the Costco guys are. Like dudes that shop at Costco or something? I don't know. Zen, I used to be with it. Alright. And then they changed what it was. Is this a Twitter thing? This better not be a Twitter thing, dude, or I'm gonna tell you. Sounds like a Twitter thing. Hey, Pone, what's going on? Yeah, painting a navigator. It's a cool mini. I thought I'd pick it up and paint it to give away today. Look like fun. Lots of purple. Purple's a fun color to paint. That's what we're doing. How you doing, man? I'm gonna write your name down. All right, got you in there. Can't deep strike within 12. Is that the rule that this guy has? I don't know. I don't know his 40k rules. It's a useful rule, though. keep this going. Next thing I was gonna do. What color did I think? Black, blue into maybe just paints. Yeah, we'll do blue black. We're gonna take some blue black, just a little bit. I don't know. I don't understand any of those references. I imagine that's what it is. I imagine I would have to see them to get it. I believe that's it. Payne's gray lighter or darker? It should be a little lighter, right? This definitely is not. No, I've not seen that. Surreal, crazy imagery. Well, the marketing is working because you're talking about it, so good for them. So we're just cruising through highlights here, obviously skipping over the two biggest ones. We're letting those dry at the moment. Where'd you find this mini? Yeah, it's in its own little blister pack. It's an Imperial Agents mini. This was the actual... This was like the clamshell. So it came on its own. Yeah, I saw the local store and I was like, yeah, this would be a fun one to paint for a giveaway. So that's what I did. I'm going to be giving this mini away at the end of stream. So it'll be about 1:45. I'm going to try to finish this mini by then. This room makes it look like something of Eyes Wide Shut. Is that a movie? A movie, right? I've never seen it. Is this movie as good as Gangs of New York was? And you're talking about how great that movie was. You watched it for the first time, you really enjoyed it. It's better, but not by much. Okay. Must be really good then. Do we jump over to Steel? I think we do. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh man, that movie definitely sounds like one that I'd be all about. You watched Primitive War? Was it any good? I keep seeing ads for it. That's a good movie? Okay, that's cool. That's the dinosaur movie, right? Yeah. I keep getting ads where it's comparing itself to Jurassic Park. Fight leaves at 150. Dang. You excited? Go spend the weekend with family? I'm pretty much spending my weekend with family also. I came up into town, so it'll be good. It's family I enjoy spending time with, so yeah, that's good. That's good. How many of you guys in chat, if you won this mini, you would use it in a game? Seems like it's useful. It's gonna be busy? A lot of seats on my return. Really? Okay. You're just catching everyone that wants to leave Ohio and never come back. That's what it is. Is Labor Day a big flying holiday? I know it's like a big like driving holiday and everything, but yeah, chasing big city dreams. A little bit of PA silver. Really bring out the brightness in some of these things. You know what you should do, Zen, on your flight? You should watch Last of the Mohicans. Yeah, you do. You got plenty of time. Just stay on the plane. Just hang out for a little bit afterwards. Alright, Zen, you have a good one. Have a good flight. Have a fun trip. We're going to get to this purple, guys. Don't worry. Let's get some of this silver first. Another thing I need to do. Spray gold. Ring on his cane. And then the ring on one of his fingers. That's drying. We just continue on with this gold. So one of your most ambitious undertakings as a mini painter? Oh man. I don't know. I think doing those I do my 12-hour streams is probably the most ambitious things I do. Just for the fact that, like, it's normally something new, and putting what I usually do. But I think as far as, like, skill required, it was probably my Magnus the Red that I painted. Entertaining for 12 hours. Yeah. I mean, it's exhausting being entertaining for 3 hours. Yeah, anytime I paint a Primarch, those minis for some reason are just like beyond a normal Games Workshop mini, and they seem yeah, it's like a whole project in itself. So, you know, trying to get the colors right and being sure you're getting all the details, which is difficult enough as it is with how detailed those minis are. Like, it's a big deal to paint one of those minis. To date, I've painted 4 of the Forge World Primarchs. So I've had my experience, and it doesn't get a lot better. I was almost just as nervous to paint number 4 as I was to paint number 1, so. Yeah, there's just so much to them. I think even like the assembly process is like a project in itself. I've had to figure out clever ways to magnetize every single one of them. And each one has tiny parts that you can't like leave out. I need tweezers to apply them. It's not something I'm used to. Yeah, the Primarchs haven't been so bad with actual mold issues, so I haven't had a lot of gaps. The things that end up with gaps from Forge World are normally like the really big minis, like tanks and stuff, which Forge World doesn't make anymore, or they don't design new ones anymore. So, you know, I think it was we're gonna make this because we have the cool idea and the bandwidth to do it, and now that they're like all that stuff is moving to plastic, they're just not anymore. The unique bases are wild because you have to magnetize them. Every single one has to be magnetized to fit the game base on the display base. As far as gaps in green stuff, the only one I had to do a lot of green stuff work on was Conrad Kurz' base, and that's mainly because it was first of all, it was a third party, like a recast, but also, yeah, since I magnetized it, I had to like glue magnets in certain areas, and I ended up covering it with green stuff, like on thin areas and everything. So it wasn't so much the sculpt as much as You know, most likely because it was a recast, but also just with the way I had to magnetize it. It meant I had to use green stuff. We're at 12:42. We have an hour to finish this. And I have one color and some change. One to do. Pretty much done other than the cape. Yeah, for the most part. I got to do the cape, and I'm going to do one more highlight on the gold. And I have to do like the lenses and everything on them. Yeah, I'm going to do one more stage of highlight. Pretty quick mini to paint. Makes it feel like I'm painting a Xenos mini. I might choose a different brown later. I'm not totally sure. Okay, let's do one more gold highlight here. We're just going to use white gold. Digital camo for my 2 stress. That's insane. Yeah. Completely insane. I don't know, was it easier doing it on like a larger scale? I know I've tried to do camo patterns, like realistic looking camo patterns on smaller minis. It's like infantry size minis, and it always turns out just looking like a splotchy mess. Or just like cluttered. Because it's too small and you're using all the right colors, but there's not enough room for like your eye to actually catch the detail really well. So you have to change up kind of how you do it. Yeah, big might be a big knight might be more forgiving, maybe. I don't know, it might just look a little better. You kind of forced it. Okay. Yeah, and I'm thinking like, you know, when I painted it was like infantry sized models that were getting it, and it was just looking cluttered. Have to do it manually? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the Eliminator cloaks. I painted Eliminator cloaks with camo, but I did the more blocky camo, like GW did. So that wasn't so much of an issue. But I painted up some like modern like U.S. Army Rangers with more realistic looking camo, and it was just messy. That gold's looking really good. Okay, well, I say we go for the purple. And what we're going to do, we have dark purple down, and we're going to take purple, surprise, surprise, and we're going to start kind of mixing this in for our highlight. So let's do this. We're going to flip the wet palette around. Just kind of run out of room on the one side. Want to maintain a lot of this dark purple. Give it a really quick transition to edge highlights here. So I delivered the package. Wet palette and brushes. Oh, awesome. Alright, you ready to get painting today then? Business on the ground floor. What? Oh, weird. Oh, so you can't grab it. Classic Amazon. Yeah, I used to deliver for a particular parcel company. I tried to make sure people got their packages. But yeah, apartment complexes are weird where you need to some of them have it you drop packages off at the office and then they make sure they get to the right person and everything. And the worst moments were going up 3 flights of stairs to deliver a TV. You try to be quick, so you bring it with you, and it turns out the person's not home. So you end up having to carry the TV all the way back downstairs. Okay, let's really up the contrast here. That's a good one. the doorbell. Yeah, Amazon's really bad at that, aren't they? Yeah. So annoying. Hopefully you can get it tomorrow. Several halfway across the city. Everyone arrived at consignment address. Instead, walk up the road. Ah, that's annoying. That stinks, Troy. Also, welcome in. And you get some of you guys written down on the giveaway here. Okay, let's see if just pure purple give me kind of the final step that I want here. Hey, Killstreak, how you doing? Welcome in. Just basically finishing up this mini. And we're gonna write some names out and draw a name and give this mini to the lucky winner. I was talking about this earlier in the stream, but if you are international to me, so if you're outside the US, there might be some hiccups with shipping. Due to tariffs. And if you happen to win, and if we're able to, I'll try to figure out what I can, and we'll discuss that. So figure it out together, because I don't want to make a judgment call on what's going on if I'm not 100% sure on how it all works. I will do what I can to get this mini to you. Hey, Misfit. But minis together you bought from where would you buy from Warhammer World, Killer Streak? Misfit, this is a navigator. It's it is a mini for the Imperial agents, is the specific use for it. US, I'll pass on the giveaway. Shipping fees, EU are no joke. Yeah. And you know, like I kind of bake in the cost of shipping to, you know, like Europe and like internationally in the giveaway. Like that is part of the giveaway. The problem is when there's a potential $80 US charge on top of the cost to ship it. That's when it becomes a problem, and that would be something I would need to figure out. But you know, if you do happen to win and you want to pass on, you want me to respin or whatever, that's totally fine. We can do that, and that's you know, I greatly apologize for my nation's utter stupidity. Suitor, yes, it is a giveaway day. Welcome in. Welcome in. You bought too much from Warhammer World? You gotta give us details, man. You can't just leave us hanging like that. Hey, Utini, what's going on? I gotta write some names down here in a second. Do a lighter brown on this base, so when I put basing material on it, it shows up a little lighter. We're doing some classic, like, grassy land here. This is my brand new 3-year-old airbrush for the first time. Nice. Suitor, welcome in. Teeny to Kill a Jawa. You guys are both entered in the giveaway. Yeah, there's a little gap here. This mini actually has a tab. I think this mini came with like Blackstone Fortress, maybe. And being a, you know, quote unquote board game piece, I think it was 4 or 5 pieces too. Like it was a really simple mini. But yeah, they did little slot of bases, so some kind of paste or small stone. Yeah, yeah. And this one's not too bad. This is just like the tiniest little bit right there in the base. Two Castellans, Black Templars, a Bio Titan. Dang, a box of Reavers. Lieutenant Reaver Army. Dang, okay. Okay, Chaos Knight, Warbox, Black Templar. Yeah, you really did buy, man. You just like you bought out Warhammer World. No problem at all, Killer Streak. I type like a toddler, so as long as I can get your meaning, it doesn't bother me at all. Here's what I gotta do. What is this black? It's really thin already. That'll be good. Urban Winter Base for my Iron Hands? Yeah. Yeah, that's a cool thing. I did that with my my Dark Eldar way back in the day. They were kind of urban ruins, but winter. Snipick in general. Okay, cool. How big is store Warhammer World? I'm picturing a warehouse. Yeah, I don't know. I've never been. Darn it, paint's too thin. I thinned it too much. Tones, occasional barbed wire. That's cool. Yeah. Cover anything with the sanding. Colored, it felt wrong. Oh, weird. Huh. That really sucks. Hopefully, it's not so bad now, or at least, you know, hopefully you learn the lesson. Black paint. So thin. got some written script on the Mini. Next thing to do, that's our color, and that's our color. Okay. Blue, get red on the eyes. End up being 2 coats of red on the eyes. That's all right. Way to base. Basing texture paste are tedious. Glue and dip basing type thing. Yeah, Geek Gaming Scenics is the company. I'm about to do that on this Mini. I'll show it to you. It still takes work. It still takes work and time. Not just gonna get you out of like doing the thing. Okay. I don't know, not bad for 2 hours or so. This is what it took to paint this guy. A deeper red there. Purely on lead belcher prime. The only metal color trims actually wash instead of using other metallic color. That's cool. Hey, if it looks good, go for it. Oh yeah, see, I go the lazy way where I still glue the Mini on the base and I texture paste around it, but yeah, you'd want to like pin your Minis at that point, right? Alright, just solidify some of these colors on here. Flesh shade to get a bronze look. No, that's solid. That's a cool idea. I've done that before. I did that on some Chaos Space Marines I painted for someone. Yeah, I did metallics and I used washes and contrast paint to get the to get my colors, like to get all the golds and everything and the blacks and stuff. So it was a really cool idea. I'm just going to pick a little bit out of the cap here. Maybe one more coat on this red. I have not used basing material from Huge Miniatures. I've used their weathering powders, which I use in conjunction with other things. I really like their weathering powders, but I have not used their basing materials or texture or whatever they use. No, I use Geek Gaming. Speaking of Geek Gaming, let's get some things out here. If I want to be not so lazy, I have a ton of little bases. Yeah. You can do a lot of stuff. There's, like rocks and rubble, these little pieces of like shale. Good too. I think if I just glue that right on there, it'll cover it. As I drop it, okay, cool. Year-old classic Space Marine Dreadnought standing with 1 foot on an Iron Warrior. That's great. Hey, those old Dreadnoughts had they did the they had a texture base. They're one of the first minis I remember having a texture base. All right, what am I looking at here? Hold on. In Killer Streak, you posted all your minis. Oh my god, this is so much. That is so much that you got. That's wild. Absolutely wild. Okay, so I have the fast drying basing glue. This bottle's almost out, but I got a second bottle. Just gonna put a little bit on the lid of this container I use. Not just completely clogged. Which it is. That's what toothpicks are for, though. Yeah, I use the Geek Gaming glue as well. Their glue is really the unique thing. Um, the the base ready stuff has nice looking mixes. So if you want like a good looking, like a particular biome or whatever, like you like the look of that, then go with that. But I think their glue is the fast drying basing glue is the most unique thing about their product. A cheapish brand of basing paste with snow effects. I would say look at Woodland Scenics if you're looking for cheap. Woodland Scenics is like the big brand for basing stuff, but they're like a model train company. Body Redemptor, industrial metal beams from Green Stuff World. Oh, cool. That's cool. I have ordered one thing from Green Stuff World. It was 2 products. I made one order. And I got some paint from them to test, and it had to be some of the worst paint I ever tried. Make sure we have enough on here. Discount bundle. Oh yeah. No, that's fair. Most of us are on some kind of budget, so yeah, you can't just spend all your money all the time. Okay, what we're gonna do with this, I probably should have taken this mini off the stand first, but we're gonna let this glue start to dry. It's gonna take between 5 and 10 minutes. Once it does that, we're gonna grab this basing material. I have my own little containers for these, but this is the basing material we're gonna put down. So just a nice like earthy mix. This is like forest ground cover or something. We're just gonna dip this mini in there. Also I glue. Misfit. Look up a website called guys, pardon my language. The store is called kickassmailorder.com. They've done really well with stock, and they ship very quick, and they have reasonable pricing. I have ordered through them many times, and I've always been very happy. So sit. He is a gap filler. Yeah, that's cool. All right. Also, what's up, War Judge? How you doing? I'm putting you in the giveaway. Guys, we're gonna give this mini away here in a few minutes. So, and actually, while that's trying, I'm gonna type up some names into the wheel of minis. Going for work. Hey, yeah, it's good to see a War Judge. No, you don't redeem, you just comment. You just comment, Yoshi. That's all you do. So welcome, you're entered. Yoshi's Studio. Let's keep getting more people in here. So guys, if your name comes up, if you are the lucky winner, I just ask that you message me, preferably on Discord. If you are on Discord, now we can find another way, but message me there, and we will work on getting you your one mini, your earned mini. Just got everybody. Why does Utini have the longest name? Okay. All right. We got people. Don't make you a surprise for me coming soon. It's mini related. Oh no. She bought you like a warlord titan. She's like, paint this. All right. Now, if we look at this mini, do you guys see how the edges have started to dry? You see it started to turn clear right around the edges of that mini? That's when you know it's time. It's time to dip. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna make sure everything's coated. Okay. And at this point, we can just tap it off. This particular mix I have doesn't have a lot of like large aggregate pieces, so it's easy to stick. Some of them have a lot of like larger pebbles and stuff in them, and when they do, sometimes they just fall out. They don't stick right away to the glue, but that's an easy fix. Real night day from her. Yeah. Oh, Rocco, man. Oh, man. You guys. You? Alright, so here's what's going to happen. This mini is just about complete. The last things I need to do is this evening I'm going to seal in this stuff, and I'm going to use some isopropyl alcohol and some of the Geek Gaming sinks. They have sealant is what it is. It's just watered down PVA. I'm going to seal in the mini, or the basing. I'm going to paint the base rim, and then I'm going to varnish the mini, and then it's going to be packaged and sent out to whoever wins. And I think we're about ready to do our drawing here. So let's see who gets this mini. Let's get in here. Names, did it work? It worked. All right, we're gonna spin to see who won this Imperial Agents Navigator. That was a lot of fun to paint. I was happy to paint. Gold and purple is always a good combo, and I think this mini turned out great. I hope you enjoy the mini. If you end up using a game, let me know, because that would be awesome. You'll notice some of the names have asterisks next to their name. Those are Patreon supporters. So thank you guys. You guys, Patreon members, are the ones who are the reason that I'm able to do this. This is literally the money I get from Patreon goes to buying these minis so I can give them away. So if that's something you approve of and you want to get in and support my channel a little bit extra, that's a way to do it. And just $1, $5, $10 a month, anything like that. But lots of other things on there that that you get for being a Patreon member. But we are going to go ahead and click to spin here, and yeah, if your name comes up, please send me a message. Discord is the preferred place. I'll try to contact you, and if about a week or so goes by I don't hear from the person who won, then we'll respin. All right, guys. Best of luck. Yeah, there's a lot of names. It's awesome. It is awesome. All right, here we go. Alright, Eoraptor with his Patreon entry. EO, congratulations. I don't know if you're still at work right now or if you saw this. Yeah, the winner's Patreon support. Of course it is. Of course it is. That's how it works, guys. I'm just kidding. Congratulations, EO. This is the first time he's won a giveaway, I think. So I am going to let him know that he won, and we'll try to figure it out. And man, I hope that I can ship to the EU without paying out the nose right now. But we will see. I was like, this will be the time that EO wins something. This will be the time. He wins something and like it's too expensive to ship it. But we'll see. We'll see. So, congratulations to EO. I'm going to circle his name here, just so I know to contact him. Yeah, and we'll be getting ready for something next month. We'll do a giveaway mini next month, and I don't know if you guys have a particular theme or something. Feel free to suggest it in the Discord on what you'd like to see given away. Obviously I'm limited by funds and what I can paint in a stream or maybe two, but yeah, I'd love to just paint something fun and send it somebody's way. So I enjoy doing this. But yeah, thank you again to everybody who came to hang out, keeping me company while I paint this mini, and the solid like 2 hours, 2.5 hours to get this mini to the States. Pretty awesome. Ogren. Any army type you don't want to paint, Votan. 13 warhounds? Yeah, I'll just paint 13 warhounds and send them to one person. Wild. But no, I'm pretty open to stuff. Yeah. Mechanicum next month. Yeah. You want like a 30k like the Archmagos mini or something? You can figure something out. You guys might be tired of me painting Heresy minis. I'm going to be painting a lot of them in September, guys. A lot of them. I did paint a Space Wolf. Utini, did you get that Space Wolf? Was that who got the Space Wolf? I don't remember who got it. But I painted the Wolf Priest mini. I'm not painting a squad. I'm going to paint like one mini to give away. So, I don't know what I'm going to do with 9 Blood Claws. Oh, that's a good mini. Yeah, the sniper Gene Stealer Cult, dude. I have one of those. I painted one of those for myself. Yeah. Killer Streak. I am a full-time commission painter. If you want to send me a mini to paint, I'd be more than happy to do that. If you want to send me a mini to paint for a giveaway, that's something we'll talk about. You can message me. We'd figure that out. An Imperial Assassin. Yeah, Imperial Assassin would be a cool one. The nice thing about Imperial Assassins is they mostly just wear black, so they're really quick to paint. You may paint something AOS. I have painted AOS and Old World minis to give away. I did look at AOS minis at my store. Nothing really caught my fancy as much as this Navigator did, but I could paint AOS minis. Yeah. Send me suggestions if you guys have things. You got the Farseer, that's what it was. Oh, that Farseer mini was a blast to paint. It was a great one. I think it's still my favorite mini I've painted. Like the most enjoyable mini I've painted for a giveaway was the Farseer. Vindicare with color shift camo. Okay, all right. Get a little greedy here. Well, congrats again to Eoraptor. We will let him know that he won, and I'm going to call the stream there today. Next week, Sunday. Let's get to Sunday. I am most likely going to be streaming Sunday night, doing our normal 9 p.m. Eastern Sunday stream. Monday, I'm not going to be streaming. It's a holiday. The whole family's home. We're going to chill together. Starting Tuesday, I'm going to be streaming every weekday in September. That's my goal. So starting from Tuesday, after that I'll be Monday through Friday in the following weeks, but Tuesday through Friday I'm going to stream. I'm going to try to do 3-hour streams or so, and I'm just going to try to tear through my backlog, my pile of shame, my pile of potential, whatever you want to call it. But it's going to be a lot of Horus Heresy stuff. So if you guys are tired of me painting Thousand Suns, this probably isn't the stream for you. But I'm going to be painting a lot of Thousand Suns. So trying to get them done. And just to like kind of reset. I was doing really good this year, being caught up with everything. So I'm trying to like reset that. So yeah, that's the plan. But hopefully I will see you guys there, and we'll be able to hang out and do all the things. But until then, you guys all have a wonderful weekend and a wonderful holiday. For those Americans celebrating Labor Day, I hope you guys have the day off and you guys get to hang out. But I'll try to see you guys on Sunday. I love it, Misfit. All right, I'll do my best. All right, you guys. I'm sorry. Yeah, you guys have a wonderful weekend. Bye, everybody.